Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to do another short movie review. This time it's going to be Licorice Pizza from 2021, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Cooper Hoffman and Alana Haim. It's a coming of age drama comedy set in 1970s Hollywood. It's very loosely inspired by the life of former child actor Gary Getzman. The movie explores the offbeat relationship between Gary and Alana and their adventures on the edges of Hollywood. So Gary meets Alana at his high school picture day. She's one of the photographers or photographer's assistants, and he tries to flirt with her. Alana is about 25 and Gary's about 15, so she isn't actually interested in a romantic relationship with him, but agrees to meet him for dinner anyway. Alana's a cynical young woman with no direction in her life, and Gary's a child actor who's extremely ambitious. And while they aren't dating, they do become friends. So Gary starts a waterbed business, and Alana becomes his partner. They grow closer, but there's still tension in their relationship. Alana dates other men, and Gary dates other girls. And although neither actually says it, they're clearly jealous of each other. The whole thing is actually quite awkward, which is kind of the point. As the two navigate their way through their messy lives, both individually and together, we see them interact with various Hollywood characters, some real and some fictionalized. So the movie deals with a few interesting things. First of all, the film acknowledges the relationship between Gary and Alana is a bit inappropriate. There's a substantial age difference, and Alana's a bit of a loser, while Gary seems to be quite ambitious. However, the movie takes place during an era when society's morals surrounding such relationships was a bit more lenient. Uh, Alana's relationship with men in general seems to be questionable on the whole, not just with Gary, but with other men she seems to be drawn with because she mistakenly thinks they'll provide her way out of her stagnant existence. The movie has a couple of really interesting performances from the leads Hoffman and Haim. There's a fascinating chemistry between the two of them and a really engaging performance from Haim, who hadn't done much professional acting before. I think before then. I think she hasn't, and I think Anderson may have written the script with her in mind, as it seems to play towards her strengths and help create a well-rounded and complicated character with conflicting motives. And it's easy to say however, how her character might have been, just another male fantasy in the hands of, let's say, a lesser director. So now, while the movie is still basically the Alana and Gary show, I wouldn't have minded seeing more of their, some of the other characters, especially Alana's and Gary's families. Okay, so now Licorice Pizza, it is an interesting looking film. There's an interesting color palette, although in a couple of places the colors look saturated, but I'm sure that's on purpose. A lot of movies set in the 70s go all out with the set designs and fashions and present a real stereotype of the 70s rather than reality. But Licorice Pizza keeps it to a more naturalistic look. And while not dazzling in scope, the film has some nice widescreen shots that capture a sense of place with Los Angeles and the Hollywood Hills and the streets of LA and mansions and retail stores. Incidentally, another aspect of the 70s the film captures is that sense of underage kids just kind of wandering around all over the city unsupervised for large parts of the day. Okay, so to wrap it up, Licorice Pizza, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, is a really good film. It's well written and well acted. You have realistic dialogue that deals with some tough issues that arise in an offbeat relationship between a mid 20s young woman and a teenage boy. We have great character development and character interaction between complex personas. The 70s Mailu is inviting without calling attention to itself and more naturalistic than other films set in the same period. It's pretty much, I'd say it's a mature film dealing with the not so easy move into adulthood, and it's also an interesting look at Hollywood and LA at the time. All right, so that's it. I've got to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. You have a great day. Thanks.